So happy to see you all. So happy. I didn't expect there's many people going inside this workshop. Okay. So let's have a bit of an introduction of myself. So my name is Alvin. So currently I'm studying a master in here PolyU for the major information technology. So I've been work in several startups. For example, like PolyU, where it's out in Hong Kong. It's work with companies like Uber. Okay, so I'm mainly a front-end developer. Okay. So this is the agenda of today. Okay. So let's imagine that you're applying for a software engineer role. Okay, a company might have thousands or even hundreds of applicants for an open role. Okay. So you're going to have to stand out somehow, right? Like the ship in here, right? So how are you going to do that, right? So your portfolio website, making a portfolio website for yourself could be a secret weapon, okay? So you allow the recruiter to search you through online, okay? And also you could showcase your own project. Also there may be like an about me section to let your recruiter to know you more. So what you are building today, we have a sneak peek of it, okay? So the title of today is to craft your own digital identity. So you will get a fully responsive portfolio website. So just like a chameleon, your website adopts in every device, for example, like a desktop or even a tiny smartphone. Also, the portfolio website will be the design will first lead. Okay, forget about the fashion police. Okay, your portfolio design will be very minimal and very sleek. Okay, so also there will be a project showcase section and about me section, and also it is powered by React and TypeScript, the modern tech development of front end stack. Okay, so this is the website we'll be building today. Okay. So let's talk about what technologies we are going to be using today. So we are going to be using Node.js and NPM, and also for the front end, we'll be using technologies like React, Next.js, and then for the styling, we'll be using Tailwind CSS, and also we will be using TypeScript as your programming language. So don't be afraid of this technology because I will guide you through one by one, and I will explain what each technologies do. Okay. So for Node.js and NPM, I'm sure that you guys might heard a lot about Node.js. So it is a runtime environment that allows you to run JavaScript on server side. So what does it mean? So it means that Node.js help you to host your website, help you run your website on the web. There's 100,000 million websites were run by the Node.js server. And also, there's another thing called NPM, which means the Node Package Manager. So it allows you to install a different package. Okay, different package in your project. For example, React, that's what we are going to be using. Okay, so there are 3 top useful commands that we are going to use later. So in every project, there will be a package.json. So this package.json will define the package that's in your project. So by running npm install, it will install all the package that's mentioned in this package.json to your project. And also this command, npm install with the package name. For example, I want to install React, you could just run npm I React. So it will install React in your project. And also npm run script. So as you can see, there's some script defined in here. So for example, dev. Okay, dev does mean start a dev server. Okay, so npm run dev means that you are going to run a development server, okay, inside of your project. So I will explain this a little bit more later because this is the command that we are going to use it later, okay? So what is TypeScript? So I'm sure that you guys heard of JavaScript a lot, but what exactly is TypeScript? So TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript that adds static types. So give you an example, okay? So for example, in here, I have used this image component, but there is a missing property called ALT, which stands for the alternative text for image. Okay, it is used by read by screen reader. Okay, so you can see that it warned me beforehand, so I can fix this error during my development time. So as you can see, I can fix it during my development time, so there won't be any runtime error. Okay, so next, React. It is the foundation of the modern web UI. So the main thing about React is that it is a components-based approach. The reusability is the key of React. Okay, so what does it mean? So given that this example, as you can see, this button looks very similar as this button, right? So you could extract, the logic into a component. Okay, so you could extract the logic in a component and reuse it just like this. So in here, you can set the class name, the style of it, and you could reuse it all over again in your project. So you don't have to redefine the class name all over again or the logic of the button all over again. So this is what's the beauty of React. Oops. Sorry. Okay, so React components are like building blocks, are like Legos. Okay, you can pack the same Legos to make your final product. So the building blocks are React components, and your final product will be your web page. Another important concept of React is that props. Okay, you can think of props are like variables. Okay, so for example, this is one of the project card example that I extract in our portfolio website. So as you can see that I don't want to redo the project card all over again. I don't want to copy and paste all over again. But you can see that in each project card, okay, the content is different. Okay, so I could just define the props. It's very like HTML attributes. Okay, in here. So you can see that to construct this project card, I could just pass the different name, for example, campus map in here. So it will render, accordingly. So in the later workshop, I'll be introducing this component as well. Okay, so don't be worried. Okay. The next thing about React is that it provides a new programming language called JSX, or you can call it TSX for the TypeScript version. So what does it mean? It means JavaScript XML. So you can run JavaScript in your HTML code by this curly bracket. So for example, in here, this is the HTML part of it. Okay, you can define a curly bracket in here, and here you can put any kind of JavaScript logic in here. So you could run this kind of JavaScript using JSX or TSX extension file in React. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about Next.js, which we will be using later as well. So the main feature of Next.js is that it provides server-side rendering, but we are not going to use it for today's workshop. The main thing we are going to use is that the static site generation. So as you might have some experience that the website, when you load into the website, you need to wait like 500 milliseconds to the content to pop up. So why was that? Because it is doing a client-side rendering. What client-side rendering means is that the client needs to run the JavaScript to display the content. Okay, but with static site generation, Next.js have like a Chromium. Chromium means that there's a Chrome engine that when you run the command npm run build, it will pre-render, it will run the JavaScript. Okay, it will pre-render the content, pre-run the content, and generate the static HTML in it. Okay, so this is what static site generation do. So the loading time of your project will be very fast. And also it's used a file-based routing approach. So I talked about this. So what's file-based routing means? Okay, so in a Next.js project that we will use later, that will have an add directory. Okay, so the convention, for the convention of Next.js is that for each page, you need to explicitly define we are using TSX TypeScript later, so it will be page.tsx. So this will render this index route. So this will be your content to display. This is a React component. And for dashboard, for example, I want to define another one, /dashboard. So we'll be creating a new folder called dashboard and a page.tsx component is. So you can create a new one just using a file system-based approach. So it's very convenient. So you don't have to define anything in your JavaScript. Okay, so this is an example of it. So you can see that /page.tsx will render the index page, okay? And /dashboard/page.tsx will render the dashboard page, which you can be going to the URL /dashboard. Okay, we'll be rendering this one. So next I will be introducing about Tailwind CSS. So what's Tailwind CSS do? It uses a utility-based approach. Okay, that means it has to define a list or many different kind of classes that you could use directly in your application. So you don't have to even write CSS. Okay, and also it supports responsive design. So what does it mean? So for example, I want this div, this component, to have a rounded corner. So I could just define the class name as rounded, and it will provide a rounded corner. I want it to a little bit rounded more, so I just define rounded MD. It means medium. And I want it to rounded a little bit more, so I just define rounded -LG. Okay? And also, for example, I want to change the background color of a component. So I could just define BG, that stands for the background, and indigo is the color name of it, okay? And -500 is the shade of it. So 500, this means it is a medium shade. So for example, I want it indigo darker, I could define BG-indigo-7. So this is the convention of Tailwind. So I give you guys an example in here. Okay, so I need to wait. So for example, I want to change this component into purple. So I could just in here, and you can see that there's many autocomplete and all different kind of options I could choose from. Okay, so I want to make it a little bit rounded. So I will just use rounded 2XL. You can see the button is a little bit rounded as well. Okay. Another thing that Tailwind offers is that the responsive design. Okay, so how does it work? Okay, so for example, I want the button, the default color of the button, to be blue. So I just define BG-blue-400. And for larger screen size, like SM or larger screen size, okay, I want it to be red color. So I just define the breakpoint name in here. So SM, SM, and this, how do you call this? I forgot. Colon, yeah, colon. BG-red, -400. I'm missing a hyphen here, sorry. Yeah, so I could just give you guys to see an example. Oops. So you can see that the button. So you can see that in smaller screen, the button is blue color, right? And in SM breakpoint or above, okay, small device breakpoint or above, the button will turn into red color. Okay, so this is how responsive works in Tailwind. Okay, so that's it. So let's start to do some coding to make your portfolio website, okay? Okay, so guys, please go to this link. Yes, please go to this link. I've made a Notion tutorial notes for you, so you could follow step by step of it, okay? So far, do you guys have any questions? Okay, you guys all get into this Notion link, right? Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So Tony will be helping her, right? Okay. So, okay, guys. First, log into your GitHub account. Okay. First, log into your GitHub account. Oops. Okay, the first thing you need to do is that go to my repository in here. Okay, go to my repository by clicking this link. Okay, this link. Okay. So after that, click on use this template. Okay, and create in a new repository. Okay, so you can name your repository anything you want. Okay. So I will just name it as Alvin's website. Okay, just like that. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or you can't follow my step, yeah, you can raise your hand. Yeah.
Should I just follow you to Alvin's website?
Oh, you can define any name. For the repository name, you can define any name you want. Okay? Yeah, you can define any name you want. Okay, so we just hit create repository button to create this repository. Yep. Guys, make sure that you were using my repository, okay? You need to click in here, okay, this link in here, step 2 link, okay? And click use this template, create a new repository, okay? Make sure that you use my template, okay? Because my templates have done some basic setup of the React, so you are going to use it through this workshop. Okay, so move on to the next step, okay? So we create a GitHub code space, okay? So this code space provides you an online React code environment. So you don't have to install like Node.js, NPM, those kind of things. So this code space will be prepare all the things for you. Okay? So in here, in the little drop down button, okay, click on create code space on main. Okay, click on it. I don't want mine to open on VS Code because I want to be the same environment as you guys. So wait for me for a second. Okay, so I will just open it in browser. So it will be setting up your code space in here. Okay. Can you guys all follow? If you can't follow, please raise up your hand. Yes, in the code space. Yeah, create code space in here. Okay, so there will be a VS Code loading up. Okay? So the first thing you will have to do is that to install the Tailwind CSS extension. Okay? So what does it provide? So it provides you all the autocomplete you see in here. The Tailwind play. You can see that there is some autocomplete like this one. BG, and you can select. It provides this kind of thing for you in VS Code. So you have to install it. Okay, so go into the extension tab in here. In the recommended panel in here, recommended panel, okay, there will be an extension called Tailwind CSS Intelligent Sense. So just install it. Okay, just install it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so let's move on to the next step. Okay, so you can see that there is a terminal in your screen. Okay, please run the command npm install. Okay, so it will install all the predefined package that I include in this template. So you can see that I have set up the React and Next.js already for you. So you just have to run this npm install. Oh, sorry. npm install command to install all the package in here. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. We need to start a development server. That's preview our website. Okay, that preview our website. So we just run the command npm run dev, npm run dev, and hit enter. Okay. So you can see that there is a development server started for you. So VS Code will notify that you can open the port 3000, which is the local host 3000. It has already forwarded the port for you. So you just click inside the port tab in here, and there will be a globe icon. Click on it. Okay. So you could see your website just a bit in here. And you could see the navigation bar already complete for you. Okay. Can you guys follow? Okay. So let's move. Okay. So because of today's time constraint, we'll be only able to build the home page of it. So I already pre-built you guys the about page. Okay, about page. Because the level is a bit slow, so we have to load. And the project page. So you just have to follow me to build the home page and edit the content as it suits you. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is that to edit the metadata. Okay, so the metadata is essential for the SEO. That means that you need to define the title of your website and the description of your website to allow your recruiter, allow people to search you through online. Okay, so how do we do that? First, you need to navigate. Okay, go back to your VS Code. Go into SRC folder, okay? And inside app, there should be a component called layouts.tsx. Go inside. Okay, so I just have to hide this panel first. Go inside of it. So the layout.tsx is a global layout that for your application. So in each page, it will be wrapping using this layout.tsx. It is a convention that's provided by Next.js. Okay, so you need to have to read the documents to know this. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to define the metadata. Okay, so we will just type this one, export, okay, const metadata. And also we need to define, the colon is to define the type of the metadata, okay? If you are using iPad, don't be worried. You can just copy my code and paste on it, okay? I provide you this already. So you can just here, copy the code and paste inside of it, okay? Like this, okay? So I just paste it. Okay? I'll explain you the thing. So the title, okay, so title is to define. You can see that's in here, the tab in here. Define the title. This is the title of your website. If you change this, for example, called Alvin, you can see that it have updated. Okay, it have updated in here. Okay, so define whatever title you want, also the description to suit yourself. Okay, so another thing that I want to edit is that the favorite icon. You can see that in every website, there will be a little icon that's shown in here. So this is called the favorite icon. So we want to edit this. How do we edit this favorite icon? Okay, so just scroll down a bit. So you can see that you could replace, okay, REL icon, this means a flat icon. So you can replace any emoji you want. Okay, any emoji you want. So for example, I want it to be a star emoji. I just search it. So you can see that it changed to a star emoji. Okay. Okay, so that is how you edit the favorite icon. Okay. So next, we'll be going to build the hero section. Okay. So you could find my portfolio website reference. Scroll up to the page. You can find the reference already pre-built it in here. Go to this link as your reference. Okay. So I will be explaining you the thing. So as you can see that we will be first building these two columns layout. So I will be quickly explaining how the grid layout work in here. So so as you can see that in desktop version there will be two column layout. So as I mentioned before, the LG is to define the breakpoint. So for LG or larger screen, we want the grid to be two columns. So we just define LG colon and grid hyphen code hyphen 2. And also we need to define we are using the grid layout. So you can see that I explicitly define using grid layout in here. Okay, and also the gap is the spacing between here, the gap. Okay, so we just have to build this layout, okay? Wait. So let's go into the page.tsx, which is your index page. So we will be building this layout. Are we running out of time?
You still have around maybe 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 7 and 15.
Okay, I don't think we have enough time to type all the code. So I could just copy and paste, and I will explain you guys through the code because it is just very similar as you type it, okay? So I just explain the concept to you, okay? So we just copy this part first, okay?
Alvin, do they have access to this link after?
Yeah, they have
So
access.
they can do it at home as well.
Yeah. So first, we define a section, okay? I'm sorry, why is this? Okay. First, we define the section HTML tag. That means it is a hero section. A section, that means it's a section of the website, okay? And we define the things that I said before. Grid hyphen code 1, that means in default, we want it to be showing in a single column layout. So as you can see, when we make the screen a little bit smaller, you can see it is in the default state, okay? Single column state. And larger screen, you can see that it is in a two column layout. Okay. So this is how we build a grid layout. Okay. So next, we will be building the content of it. So we just build this left section first. Okay. So first copy this import statement. Okay. And paste it on the top of the component, top of the page. Okay. So the image, that means that you are using a Next.js image component. It is optimized for the web. Okay, so Next.js will take your image and optimize it in different device size. And also the avatar image, you can see that it's import from image/avatar. That means it's importing from this. Okay, in here, I already provide you in the template. So you could just replace it with your image afterwards. So you have to load. Okay, you just replace it with your image afterwards. Okay? So we just copy this one. And we replace, the content here. Okay? Okay. A little fast? Okay. I could explain it a little slower than as well.
Yeah, I think it's 840.
Okay. So I will be explaining the code line by line in here. So what does it mean? Okay. So first, sorry. So let's start with the image component. Okay. So as you can see that the image itself is rounded, right? It's a circle. And also it has a specific height of it. Because for a circle component, you need to have the same height and width. Okay? So in here, by default, I don't apply any class. It will look like this. Okay? So now I will be applying the class. So if you're familiar with HTML, you will know that defining a class is called class. The attribute name is class. It's not class name. So in React, it's a little bit different. So we will call it class name. So be aware of it. Class name. Okay. So first, we are going to make this rounded. Oh, there's no IntelliSense. Sorry. Wait. Oh, there should be IntelliSense like autocomplete from the extension, but it doesn't work in here. Okay, so I will just type it, and also we're going to format it. So you can see that by applying rounded full, I already make the image rounded already. Okay. So also I'll give it a same height and width. So just by this height, you can see that it is the autocomplete right here already. So I want the height to be 16 maybe. Also, I want the width to be same. So you can see that it's a little bit squished. Okay, so I want the width to be the same as well. So I just width 16 in here. Okay, and also we are going to give some top spacing of it. So we give it a margin. Okay, margin MT mean margin top with the spacing is 16. Okay, MT 16. So this is the convention of it. You can see that it's margin top 16. It means that it gives a margin of 64 pixels in here. Okay. So you can see that it is looking very nice and very similar to our design as well in here. Okay. So the next thing I want to add is a button. Okay, it's a button. Okay. So first, go to components. Go to the components folder. Okay. Right click to create a new component. Remember, every time you create a component, it must start with a big capital letter. Okay. So that means capital letter B, B-U-T-T-O-N, button, .tsx. Okay, so create a component file in here. Okay. Also, we are using the React. Okay, we are using the React library. So we have to import React in here. Import React from React. Okay, so now we define the component. Okay, every component is a function that returns an HTML. Okay, so we define the function. Also, the name is the same as the file name. We call it button. Big letter B as well. Okay, in here, a function just like this. Okay, also it will be returning. Okay, it will be returning an HTML. Okay, so just return. Okay, and here we define the button in here. Okay, so notice that it said that it's declared, but it is never been read. Why was that? Because we need to export it. Okay, we need to export this component to able to be used by others file. So we just define the export keywords in here. Okay. So also in here, because that we want some content. Okay, need to be bigger. I want some content that pass inside in here. So how do we do that? There is a reserved keyword that's called child in React. That means the content between the HTML text. Okay, so it's a reserved word. So we just type in here children. Okay, and also the colon to define the type of it. Okay, a curly bracket. So the type will be React. Sorry. Okay. Yep. Thanks for a reminder. Yep. So in here, we're going to pass the children in here. Okay. So as I mentioned before, this curly bracket, that means that this children is a variable. Okay. We need to read it. Okay. It is a JavaScript. It is a JavaScript variable. So we use the curly bracket to pass in the children in here. Okay. So we could use it right now. So in here, okay, at this content, at the bottom content, we want to use it. So we just type in here, button. It's called download CV. In here, it will set cannot find name button. We click on quick fix, add import from it. So it will auto import for us. So you can see that there is an unstyled button in here. Okay. So let's move on. So the style is just same as the Tailwind. So we don't have time to go through it. So we just copy this style. It is just, the style is very easy. You could just search through the Tailwind documentation. Okay. So go back to your button.tsx in here. Paste the style in here. Okay, paste the style in here. So you can see that your button will be styled in here. Yep. Okay. So next, we want some interaction for this download CV button. We want the user to be able to download your CV. So how do we do that? Okay. So first, import the. Sorry. Yeah.
So we have made a button. I want to know how to import the button.
Oh, how an import? Okay. So in here, you can see that there is error without the import statement. You see error inside VS Code. Hover on it. Okay. Click on quick fix and add import. Do you see? Add import. In here, add import. Yep. Make sure that you have export your button as well. Okay. Okay, so let's move on that we will implement the link to your CV. So as you can see that in our public folder, okay, I have already put you in a demo resume in here. Okay, so how do we link the user to download this resume? Okay, first you need to do is that copy this one, or the import statement, and paste it on top of here. Okay, and also you will need this part as well. Okay, also the icon, the download icon we provide in here, so just quick fix as well to import this icon. Okay, so you can see that by clicking this button you could download the resume. You can download a demo resume in here. Okay, so this is how the left section of it. Okay, can you guys all follow? Yeah, I think you guys could read my Notion and follow step by step if you can't follow. And I will teach you guys how to deploy it later as well. So yes. Yeah. I will share the recording as well. Okay. Do we still have time?
Yeah, around maybe 10 to 15 more minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I don't think we have enough time to go through all of this code. Okay. So no, don't worry about this. Okay. I will skip the step to directly to how to teach you guys to deploy edit your content. Okay. So, okay, scroll to the bottom of it. You can see the full version code of this /app/page.tsx. That's fine. That's fine. I want them to like deploy first. Yeah. Okay. So scroll to the bottom. Okay, I provide you the full code of it. Okay. So just click copy. Just click copy. Okay. Place it on it. Place on it. Okay. So you keep refresh. You will see that all the content have been popped up in here. I will teach you. I will go through you guys the code if we got times later. Okay. I think the most important part is that I provide you this portfolio website, and you can deploy it in the website, in the web for yourself for people to view your website, right? So this is the most important part. Okay. So I'll give you guys some time to do this. Just go to copy the full version code and paste on it. Okay.
Actually, I have copy and paste the code of this, and there's nothing.
No, it's maybe because it's your first time using this, maybe
Wait.
I think it's really good. So you can also watch your recording, or you can give it I didn't think you watch it. And if you start watching it, so just try and listen to
Previous session.
this section. So everything is recorded. Those steps. So no problem.
And we can check according to the version.
We have both text and
Okay. Is it all right? No?
No, because spelled mal.
Okay, so let's continue. So how do you deploy the website? Okay. So first, you have to go to the source control. Okay, the source control. So give it a message. Okay, give it a message. My latest code maybe. Okay, and you hit this little button, stage all changes. Okay, so you can see the changes have been staged. Okay, and hit commit. Okay, hit commit and press this button, save changes. So you can see that's okay. Yep. So can you guys follow this step? Can you guys? Okay.
I'm okay, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We have recording.
Yeah. Okay. So after you have synced the changes, you can see inside your GitHub. Refresh it a bit. You can see that the latest code have been pushed into your GitHub. Okay. So we'll be deploying it on Netlify. Okay. Search Netlify. Okay. Search this name, Netlify. Okay. Search for this name, Netlify. Okay. So click on here. Okay, you have to register an account first. Okay, you have to register an account first. Okay, so I'll give you guys some time to register an account. So remember to log in with your GitHub. Okay, when register, go to this website, Netlify. Yep. Okay, so after you log in, okay, you could add a new site, okay, or you could follow the step in here. Because the user interface is a little bit different for new user, okay. So for new user, you hit deploy with GitHub, okay. So you need to authorize Netlify to read your repository, okay? And in this step, you can select all repository. You can select all repository, okay? And then I will do a demo in here. So I just hit import an existing project, deploy with GitHub. Okay. So I just find my project. The name is this one. I just search for this. It's loading. So I just select this repository. Okay. So I give it a name. So the name will be your URL name. Okay. I call it Elephant Web GDSC maybe. Okay. So the name should, yes, it is available. So I just use this one. Okay. So, and I just hit deploy. Okay. And your website will be visible on the web. So it just takes some time to build it. Okay, it just takes some time to build it. Is it okay? Is it okay? Yes. Okay. You already completed. Okay, so you can see that my website has been successfully deployed, and you could share your link. So this is your website link in here. Okay, so it is so people could search your portfolio through online. Yep. So yeah, that's very much it. So. So I could teach you guys one more thing. So so you want to edit the contents of the website, right? To your to suit yourself. Okay. So you could just go in here. So you could just directly edit the content in here. So for example, text, and hit save. Okay. And you can see that in the source control in here. Okay, you can see that there is changes. So you just add this little arrow. Okay, just random message is fine. Hit commit. Okay, hit commit and save changes. Remember to click save changes and click OK. Okay, and the build will be automatically triggered in Netlify. So you could see that it is rebuilding my website with the latest content. Okay, so you could change the content and use the way I teach you to commit it and send the changes to change the content for yourself. Okay. Yep. So that's another thing I like add on for this. So yeah, so a special thanks to my friend Tony for helping. Yeah. And you can find me if you got any question. You can find me whatever social media you want. Okay. So yeah. So if you guys got any question, you could just comment ask me.